So Amazon has built its empire on tax loopholes. Now, I don't know if you know this, folks, but there's a great little piece on Think Progress about this. So I'm going to break it down for you. So we know that Amazon.com has fundamentally reshaped the way that American commerce works. They've got low prices. They outsource their work to these ruthless logistics firms. And they managed to make prices incredibly low and delivery incredibly quick over the last 20 years. So there's a lot of innovation there. There's a lot of genius there. But there's also a lot of tax loopholes there. So without the loopholes that Amazon uses to avoid its state sales tax, this new report says, Amazon loses a substantial portion of its customer spending to alternative retailers. In 5 states that have closed this loophole that makes Amazon prices more competitive than what in-state retailers can charge, Amazon's sales have fallen by almost 10%. For large purchases where the sales tax advantage would be most pronounced, researchers found a steep drop in Amazon spending. When states closed their online sales tax loopholes, customers decreased their spending by 15.5% on purchases larger than $150 and by a whopping 23.8% on purchases equal to or larger than $300. These findings come from a NBER, National Bureau on Economic Research paper, which is examining data on millions of shoppers from before and after the implementation of these so-called Amazon tax laws, which happened in California, Pennsylvania, Texas, New Jersey, and Virginia. So the money that stops going to Amazon mostly goes to competing online retailers, but also some of it reverts back to your local brick and mortar stores. Now, had the web giant not enjoyed these huge price advantages for the last 20 years, of course, other online retailers that customers now turn to might not have developed. I think that these tax loopholes were very instrumental to getting us to where we are in terms of e-commerce right now, and Amazon was obviously a massive part of that. But when the company launched in the mid-1990s, the alternative businesses positioned to capture all the spending that sales tax fairnesses displaces from Amazon today would have mostly been physical stores. So what's bad for Amazon is good for state governments. In California, most interestingly, since they passed this law that eliminated Amazon's kind of state tax-free status, they've raised more than $250 million. So that's a big deal, and especially in a state like California, which is hurting. They're really hurting for money right now. And this report also states that state governments as a whole are losing around $20 billion in tax revenue as a result of this, which is going straight into Amazon.com's bottom line. So it's some really interesting stuff here, folks. Now, there are 2 ways we can go on this. I think that this is obviously not a level playing field for all of these consumers when Amazon is allowed to skirt these state tax loopholes. At the same time, clearly it helped spur innovation. There's no doubt about that. Amazon would not be what it is today if they weren't able to undercut the prices of their competitors so severely, especially when they're building out their infrastructure. But it caused me to think, is this a problem that Amazon is getting this tax-free status? Should we allow this to all online retailers, that none of them should have to pay state taxes? It's an interesting question. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below, folks.